Hello there, Ray here, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we are going to talk about some glitches to do with the end portal. Let's head on over to the end dimension. I'll just light this portal block right here. What the? Okay, something definitely strange happened there. But let's first talk about the Obsidian Platform. This platform generates right here. It's always the same spot every single world. 100x, 50y, and 0 for the Z coordinate. And you always spawn a very particular spot. So this platform hasn't really moved its location throughout the entire history of Minecraft. But today I'm actually going to show you how you can move this Obsidian platform to actually put it anywhere in your end dimension, which is pretty crazy. If you guys are familiar with me, you guys know that I use this Obsidian platform as a way to get infinite amount of obsidian in what we like to know as an Obsidian Farm. And I made quite a few designs in the past to take advantage of this platform, as every time the player comes through, the platform will regenerate. So if you would mine out this block here, or would have a wither do it for you, next time you hop through, it's going to put all the blocks back in just like so. It's even going to remove any blocks above the platform all the way up to here. So you can kind of see there was probably some endstone here, but it ate it away, so it looks kind of funny. But if it was possible to move this Obsidian platform anywhere, you could possibly put it in a more ideal location. Like you could put the Obsidian platform right over top of your portal over here, so that when you came off of the platform, you would land directly into the portal. And if you're familiar with my Obsidian farms, you know this would be an extremely fast Obsidian farm. So let me show you actually how the glitch works, and then we'll try to do some testing to see if we can try to get something to work for our needs. So the way that the glitch works is, if you guys are familiar with our snapshot testing streams, which are every Wednesday and Friday, we open up a creative world with the viewers. You guys can hop on with me as we look into weird stuff to do with Minecraft. And I'll always notify you guys of when those streams are, so you guys can come online. I do that through my Twitter, the ProtoTech community Discord, as well as through the notifications here on YouTube. So make sure to go ahead and subscribe and make sure to turn on those notifications. So the way the glitch works is actually we start over here in the Nether dimension. This is how we first came about to finding the glitch. Essentially what we did, we like to do a lot of testing and switching between dimensions. And after doing some testings on top of the bedrock ceiling, we went ahead and decided to go over into the end dimension. So if we go ahead and build up an end portal up here on top of the bedrock. In the past this used to always work and would work normally. Go ahead and put those eyes in. But this time when we went through this end portal, something has completely changed. So notice my coordinates right here. I'm currently around -5, -40. I go through this end portal and I land on the Obsidian platform like you would expect. The only problem is this isn't the right Obsidian platform. This is a brand new Obsidian platform that has been generated in mid-air. This is completely bonkers that we just generated a structure inside of a game of Minecraft where it normally shouldn't even be generated. And all the other times that we've ever cheated in a end portal into the Nether dimension, we've never had a platform actually generate here in the middle of nowhere. In the past versions, we always end up at the normal Obsidian platform, which is just over here. And let's go ahead and check it, make sure it is still there. Yep, you see the Obsidian platform. It is there. So I want to do some testing with this trick. Obviously, the way we got that one to spawn in was by making an end portal in the Nether dimension, something you normally can't do in survival. So maybe we can actually trick the game to doing the same thing, but in survival. That would be pretty cool. And I would also like to see if we can move this Obsidian platform inside of the bedrock, actually break the bedrock. That would be something crazy. There is actually quite a few bedrock here in the end dimension. We got the bedrock from the exit end portal, which is right here. We got bedrock from the obsidian pillars, which are these bedrock pieces right here. And we also got bedrock from the entrance gateway portals, which are way out here when you kill the dragon. So let's actually first try to move the Obsidian platform. Well, let's just try to move it on top of this right here. So let's get the exact coordinates of this bedrock piece here so we can make the platform in the Nether dimension at these coordinates. Now, since we are in creative right now for testing, we can go ahead and run this command here, which will take us directly from the Nether over into the end dimension. So let's execute in Nether dimension, run TP me relative location where we are standing right now. So there we go. We are pretty close to the exact same coordinates as we were there in the end dimension. So let's go ahead and put in a block the same location as that bedrock piece. This is where the bedrock piece was at. So let's just put a end portal there, because that is how the trick works. And I'll talk about that just in a little bit when we find this end portal. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and get over to the end portal. So what it's doing is actually taking my coordinates here in the nether dimension and teleporting me to those coordinates in the end dimension, and then placing a platform underneath of me. So let's go ahead and walk through this portal, and voila, the platform was actually generated right here inside of the Obsidian platform. Obviously Obsidian sitting on top of Obsidian, it's very hard to see the difference, but you can see how it ate away the blocks, also ate away the bedrock, and all we're left with is the ender crystal. And this little bedrock piece here is actually not really a bedrock piece. It's part of the ender crystal, just a visual looking thing. You can actually break the ender crystal with that as well. But I'd love to see it actually sit like right here on top of this exit end portal. That'd be pretty crazy if the Obsidian platform is like right here and you could fall off of it and go right into the end portal. Or I could just put it right inside the whole thing and break it. Maybe I'll try to put it like on this half and break this half and then leave this half the same. That would be pretty cool. So let's try to use these coordinates right here. Then we'll teleport ourselves over into the nether dimension. Then we'll go ahead and put a new end portal in, and then we'll find this new end portal. There it is. So let's go through this one and see if we end up near the exit end portal in the end dimension. Oh, that is so wicked. That is so wicked. That is crazy. Man, if you weren't careful, you could probably put the thing on the center and completely destroy your portal. But that would be really good. Think about it. If I was in survival, you'd like end up on the platform right here, right? Then you go through this portal, teleport you to the overworld, and I can use that trick that I showed you guys in the Obsidian Farm to get back here and go back in again. Wow, that would be really good. So I want to see if we can try to get this in survival. So let's head back over to the overworld. I guess we can go right through here. Now I'll show you guys how we did this glitch a little bit later in the video, but I want to kind of explore this Obsidian platform trick that we're looking at. So normally it don't matter where your entrance end portal is, which is this thing here with all the eyes around it, is in your world. It could be kind of far out, it could be really close. Every time you go through this, the game is pretty smart at sending you to the Obsidian platform and sending you to the correct one. So here, even though my coordinates are like 80, 250, if I go through here, it's always going to be 100, about 50, and 0. I'll even put you on a very particular spot between two blocks and make your guy face a straight on look towards the west every single time. So yeah, it's pretty good doing that. It seems like the trick really comes when we do this in the nether dimension. So we're just going to put another portal here. We'll just cheat one in for now. And if we go through this nether portal, I'll actually generate another portal over here in the nether dimension. But if we go through this nether portal, it's not going to take us back to the end dimension. Instead, it's going to take you here to the overworld. But the trick I want to try to use is something I've called instant teleporting from the nether to the end dimension. I've shown it in a couple different videos in the past. It has to do with placing a nether portal very close to the entrance end portal. So let's go ahead and imitate what I did in those past videos. So if you guys see those videos, you know the way the trick works is by putting a nether portal inside of the entrance end portal and then lighting both of the portals. Let's go ahead and we'll do that right now. There's another portal. And let's go ahead and light that up. Okay, so that portal is in there. And now, normally what happens is when you also light your entrance end portal, which you normally find in a stronghold, we got it here just for testing, it will fill in this 3x3 area with those end portal blocks, which normally teleport you to the end dimension. So let's go ahead and we'll fill this in. And you can see something weird happened. The end portal blocks were placed in there, but the nether portal here actually updated, even though it did break the obsidian on the bottom of it. So in past versions, you could actually get both the nether portal here and the end portal, and both of the portals working. But they did some changes to this end portal to actually update the blocks now. And in the past, it was actually possible to put kind of weird blocks on top of this end portal and then update it. So let's just say I had like a block here and a door on top of it. And then when you put this in, the door would be floating, but now you see the door pops off. Now I did a whole separate video showing all the weird stuff you could actually put on top of these portals and it wouldn't pop off. And we actually did this on the ProtoTech server, put a bunch of stuff on it before they changed it, so it's kind of cool to have that. But let's say you had a old nether portal that was like this, where it was kind of glitched up with the portal blocks inside of it. Another thing you could do is also come over here like in the other versions of the instant teleporting from the nether to the end dimension and put in a nether portal right here. So I could put like another portal right here, and that would be really close so when you came out in this nether portal, you could be also touching that one and be teleported by it. So we'll actually try both of these. And if you're curious how you can break these end portals or break bedrock in survival. I have a whole playlist going over that, which I'll link down below. So I'm going to fill in this portal with portal blocks as if it was one of the old portals. So let's go ahead and test these out. Let's see where they take us first in the Nether dimension. Looks like I am inside of the ground. That's not very helpful. Let's go ahead and test it. I'll go through this portal. And okay, it links up this one. So we have to break down some portals so that they link up properly. So the trick to linking the portals up is taking the coordinates of these portals, dividing the X and Y coordinates by 8, and then taking those new set of coordinates and putting them over in the Nether dimension. So the new coordinates are going to be around -10, -30, and we're going to be building it around 65 Y level. We want to keep the Y level the same. So let's go ahead and go to those coordinates. So we want to build a new portal right here. Okay, let's go ahead and light her up and just make sure it works. We'll go through it. I'll go into spectator mode. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that took me to the end dimension. But it looks like I came out of the side portal. Go ahead and try that again. We got this portal and this portal. And if I go into this one, go into spectator mode. Oh, wow, that is fast. Okay. It does seem like I'm falling out of the portal and then I'm ending here in the Obsidian Platform. So it seems like I'm kind of spawning in the middle of this portal and falling down into it. And that's not what we really want. We want to actually spawn inside of that portal immediately as soon as we come out of this portal. So the way we do that is the same kind of trick I showed you guys a couple different videos in the past, more recently in the Obsidian Box Challenge. And the way we do that is actually by putting the player inside of this block when he teleports. So if you go into a portal with your head on the top piece, but your feet underneath of it, the game will actually place you even lower yet when you come into the overworld. Now there's a few different ways that you can do this, all of which can be done in survival. You can clip yourself inside this block, you can log in while this block is placed in, you can even use update suppression and break this block with the portal not actually being updated. But since we're just doing testing, we really don't care if the method is that survival friendly. Our main objective is try to get the Obsidian Platform in the end dimension to generate, no matter how hard or easy it is, but in survival. So I've removed the obsidian block at the bottom. I'm going to fill it in with some nether portals. This would replicate the same thing that if you wanted to, you could do this in survival. But I want to see how quickly it teleports the player, and if the player is teleported directly into the end portal like we've seen in past versions. Let's go ahead and we'll walk into this. And notice the loading screen that pops up. And voila, we're in the end dimension just like that. So it's pretty cool. It looks like we're still on the same Obsidian Platform. Nothing really changed. So despite going like from the Nether dimension and briefly into the overworld and then into the end dimension, the game was still able to send us here. Now, even though I didn't really see the overworld during that scene there where I went between this portal, and once I came out of this portal, I was directly inside of this portal. It seemed like the game was still smart enough to know to place me in the right location. Now, if you want to learn more about this trick, like I said, I did do a whole video about it, going over some other weird stuff that have to do with these type of portals. And you can find those links in the description. Now, there's one other way I want to try to trick the game into making those obsidian platforms wherever we want in the end dimension. And that is actually by making the player lose his coordinates of when he goes into the end dimension. Normally you go in and you're always placed on the Obsidian Platform, but there is some circumstances where you can actually trick the game into, instead of placing you here, placing you the same exact place as you were in the overworld. Now they have tried to fix this in the past due to a pretty major bug that we came across which allowed you to crash servers using it, but today I'm going to show you some other methods that still work in the newest versions, but we won't have to worry about the server crashing. So the way that trick works is as soon as you enter the end dimension, if you leave the server, the game will end up putting you in the wrong location, the end dimension. So let's see if we can actually mimic this. It's actually pretty difficult to do, as you kind of have to move yourself into the portal and then leave the game. So a way we can do this is, if you're on a server, obviously the game is continually running, even when you're in this menu, like you're going to leave the game. So let's go ahead and we'll open the landline. And that way we can go ahead and have the server running. So notice how everything is still moving, even when I hit the pause button. You can see the particles over here. And what we'll do is we'll have a water stream move us into this portal. So now let's give it a try. We'll go in and we want to leave the game as soon as we touch the portal. And if we did correctly, when we log back in, we'll be placed in mid-air. So where exactly are we? It looks very voidish. We are in the end dimension. Let's check out our coordinates. You can see there is a end island over there. So our coordinates are actually the same coordinates as the end portal, because that last end portal was around -80, -250. And using this trick, we're able to place the player at those coordinates when going through the end dimension. So we did trick the game into using those coordinates, but let's see if there's actually any Obsidian Platform here. As soon as we logged in, we are starting to fall. We were up a little bit higher, but I don't see any Obsidian Platform above us or below us. So it seems like we weren't able to trick the game into putting a new Obsidian Platform way out here. But using this, it's actually possible to do some other crazy stuff that I've shown in the past. So like you can move your exit end portal up and down. And that trick is only possible because of this trick here that I showed you. And moving your exit end portal up and down is actually pretty useful, which is this platform right here. So you can actually move it up really, really high or really, really low. And if you're curious how that can be done in survival, check out that video linked below. So the whole moving the Obsidian thing in end dimension is really cool, but I think we're at the point where I need your guys' help in trying to figure out a way how to do this in survival. So let me guys know if you guys have any ideas that we should test to try to get this to work. Or if you guys notice anything weird while you're playing Minecraft, you guys can always tell me about it down in the comments. Now if you ever do try to do this trick here and you're having trouble pulling it off, you can also do it by going into the portal and having somebody kick you from the server. You might be saying, hey, kicking people from the server is not something that can be done in survival. Actually, you can kick yourself from the server while you're in survival. So I want to show you guys it's actually possible to get kicked off a server, all done in vanilla survival. So I'm just here at Manrock's survival server. It looks like they are building themselves a very large mountain. They got a lot of other cool stuff around here. But if I go ahead and just start spamming in chat, doesn't matter what you spam. If you spam fast enough, it'll actually kick you off from the server. So I'm just going to be spamming Y. If I do this really quickly, I'll actually get kicked off the server. There, you see I got kicked for spamming. There's other ways of getting kicked too, like making the game thinking that you're actually flying in creative when you're actually in survival mode. So the next glitch that I want to show you guys is the one that I showed you guys in the intro of this video, which was making the end portal place the portal blocks over here off to the side. This is another one of those weird things that we came across during our testing streams. And after a couple of guys accidentally did this, we're trying to figure out why this even happens. So the way that you can do this one is you put in your entrance end portal just as you normally would, where you kind of stand in the center and put them all the way around you. The only difference is with the trick, instead of placing this side and this side correctly, you place them backwards. So you actually place them from the outside facing inwards. So this is the south side and this is the north side. So by flipping them around so they're backwards, now when you light all the portals up, make sure to light the side ones and then you can light the ones that are in backwards. The game will put the portal on the wrong side, which is completely whackers. It has to do with you putting in the last portal and even the last Eye of Ender. So if I go and break this one and just replace it, place this in, you can see it does the exact same thing. But if I come to this side and break it and replace it and then put an Eye in here, you can see it does not work. It has to be on the side that the portal is going to form, which is on the north side. And you can actually do some kind of weird stuff with this. So if I would build the portal right over here, now we'd light these all up. Making sure to light this side last. See these blocks over here? If I place this in, it'll destroy everything. So if you happen to build your portal incorrectly, you might get a surprise, which is kind of crazy as it will pretty much destroy anything over here. Even if there's like bedrock, it will replace it. Now if you try to do this the opposite direction, where you have the north and south side correct, but you have the east and west sides incorrect, and go ahead and light these up, you can see you can also pull the trick off. So it works on the north side, it also works on the west side. That is pretty common in Minecraft. There's a lot of stuff that is northwest oriented, as when the game kind of has to choose which directions to favor over others, it will oftentimes favor the north and west side. And we're trying to figure out why the game actually does this, and Feed 'em Fish assume that the game kind of like scans over here, make sure that there is these end portal frames, so it knows that you at least have the portal frames there. But then when it comes to actually deciding where to put the portal, it just checks either the west side or the north side, and depending on which way they're facing, it'll place the portal inside of those frames. So since they're placing backwards, to them, this is the inside, so it places the portal blocks over here. So very bizarre, and some kind of funny stuff you can do with it. And I would love to hear you guys' ideas about both these glitches. And if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to go ahead and drop it a like. And if you guys are really enjoying what I'm doing here to do with Minecraft, I do have a Patreon page with a bunch of different supporting levels, from common, which is $1 a month, all the way up to mythical, which is $100 per month, and appropriate rewards to go with each level. So if you haven't checked out the page already, highly recommend you doing that. It will be linked down below. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.